I hope that you're well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 1 English lesson on nouns. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts. Grade 1. And the lessons and the chapter that we will be focusing on is nouns. All right, so our chapter is English language arts. Our chapter is nouns. Our subject is English language arts. Grade 1. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of nouns is to complete the sentence with a noun to match the picture and to identify nouns within the sentence. All right, so when it comes to a noun, right? A noun, it names a person, it names a place, an animal, as well as a thing, right? So nouns doesn't necessarily just have to be your name. Nouns can be, for example, making mention of certain things. Like, for example, making mention of a person. Like if we say girl, right? Girl is a noun, boy is a noun. We don't specifically have to give the name Grace, right? Yes, Grace is, for example, a noun. Um, Jack is a noun. But if we also just say boy, or we just say girl, or we just say aunt, you know, those are nouns, right? It makes mention of a person. It's a boy, it's a girl, right? It's like saying, um, the girl the girl went to the shop, right? So the girl is our noun that we have identified within that sentence. Or the boy plays with his ball, right? Or play with the ball. Then boy is our sentence with our noun within that sentence, right? Then we also have an animal, right? And nouns also names animals. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be the name of the animal, right? But if we make mention of the type of animal, like a dog, a cat, a duck, right? Those are all animals, right? So nouns, it identifies and it names different animals. We can say the cat jumped on the wall or over the wall, right? So that is basically, so cat or the cat is our noun that we have identified within that sentence, right? The duck swims peacefully, right? Those are our sentence, our nouns that we have identified within our sentences. Then also a noun, it names a place, right? Like for example, it names a park, it names a zoo. It doesn't necessarily have to say the Canada or Toronto park. Doesn't necessarily have to say the Toronto Zoo or the Toronto Animal Park or Animal Shelter or something. It can just, for example, generalize and say the park or zoo, right? Then we can say my family and I went to the zoo or went to the park, right? So zoo or park or shop or something, that is a noun that we have identified, which is a name of a place, right? So like I say, you don't necessarily have to make mention of the name of the zoo, right? But you can, for example, just say zoo or park or shop or school without giving the name of the school, the name of that specific place. And then also some of our nouns, it names things, right? Like for example, we have hats and trains and rulers and pencils, right? Those are all things, laptops that we can identify, right? Or we can name. And those are just things, but like I say, you don't necessarily have to just give, like those are just things, it's names, right? Of things that you can make mention. So if you, for example, were to talk about we having fancy hat day, or I wore my beautiful red hat or gray hat or summer hat or something, right? Then that is basically a noun that you are making mention of. right. So also, like I say with nouns, right? It names people, it names animals, it names place, it names a thing, right? So those are nouns. And here are just a few examples of nouns, right? And during this lesson, we're going to find out more about nouns, how we can identify nouns, right? And how we can also complete sentences with nouns to match our pictures that we're going to identify. So now let's go to aplusstudents.ca, and we're going to the chapter of nouns. The first lesson is to complete the sentence with the noun to match the picture. All right. So we're going to look at the picture, right? If you have to look at the picture, we're going to have to complete the sentence to match the picture. So we're going to read the sentence, and then we're going to look at the picture, and then we're going to answer the question or fill in the missing word based on the picture. All right. So we look at the picture, and then we're going to also fill in whatever that's the missing word within that sentence, right? So we're matching the picture with the sentence, or the sentence with the picture, right? So it says, the man has, what does the man have in his hand? What does the boy have in his hand? He looks like a big man. Okay, a man. So the man has a, what does the man have? So what does he have in his hand? All right, so if we were to look at what the man have in his hand, then we can say the man has a map in his hand, right? So a map. This man has a map, right? Because he's trying to find his way. So he has a map in his hand. So map is in our map is in our noun. And just before we continue, right? Once again, we said a noun, it names a person, it names an animal, a place, or a thing. And we said some nouns names a person, for example, a girl or boy. Or some nouns can be animals, where we make mention of, for example, a duck, or, for example, a cat. Or some nouns name the place, for example, the park or the zoo. Because remember, it can be any zoo, it can be any park. It doesn't necessarily just have to specify which kind of park, right? And the nouns also names things like hats and trains and light rulers and pencils and books and laptops, for example, right? So we looked at the picture, right? And we completed the sentence to match the picture. And we say that the man has a, and we say that the man has a map, right? And a map is basically, let's say, a page that shows us directions or gives us directions, right? Especially if we want to find our way. All right, if we look at this picture over here, about of the fox, it says the fox has a so what does the fox have in his or her hand, or its hand? Its hand. The fox has a So what does the fox have? Look at the fox. Look what's in the fox's hand. All right, so if we were to look at what the fox have, or let's say if we were to identify and match whatever that the fox have based on the sentence, and it says the fox has a, we can say a bag, we can say a plastic bag, right? But it looks like some form of bag. It can be a shopping bag, right? But we identifying what the fox have. So what does fox have in his or her hand, or its hand, right? So yes, it's a fox. The fox is also a noun, but they wanted to know what does the fox have, right? So in the hand. So it can be a bag, plastic bag, shopping bag, right? So we then identified that the fox has a bag. So the bag is then correct. We need to complete the sentence to match the picture. We look at the picture over here. The has a ball. What has a ball in this picture? If you look at the picture, what has the ball? Which animal over here has a ball? So if we look at this picture, right, it says the has a ball. Who has a ball? Or what has a ball? So if we were to say identify who or what has a ball, then we can say the dog. So the dog has a ball, right? So the dog has a ball. So the dog or dog is in our noun. All right, let's look at some more. Okay, if we look at the next picture, right, it says the fishes. Who fishes over here? Get this person's thing over here. Who fishes? Can we say the boy, the girl, the man, the woman? Who fishes? Who can we identify that fishes? All right. So if we were to identify who fishes, then we can either say the man fishes, or we can say the boy fishes, right? So we can either say the man fishes. Okay, we can even say the girl fishes because I don't know if it's a girl or does it look because they're showing some bodily parts there. Okay, let's even say the girl fishes because I can't seem to identify. Or is it because the shoes are purple? Okay, let's go with the girl fishes. So the girl fishes, right? So the girl fishes. So if we identify the noun within that sentence, then girl is our noun within that sentence. So the girl fishes. So girl or woman is correct, right? So even if you said girl, then it's correct, right? Or woman, then it's also correct. So the woman fishes, or we can say that the girl fishes. So well done. If we look at the next sentence, right? It says the cat has a what? What does the cat have? What is the cat playing with? So we need to identify what the cat have. So the cat has a So what does the cat have? Or what is the cat playing with? What is that thing that is red? All right, so we can then say the cat has a ball, right? Can be a normal ball, doesn't look like a fur ball, just looks like a ball that the cat had, right? All right, and then the last one we can say the girl has a What is the girl doing? What does she have in her hand? Yes, well done. The cat is playing with the ball. And if we were to even look at that sentence again, it's not just any ball, but it can be a red ball. And now, what does the girl have? So the girl has, okay, she's got a pen. What else does she have? So we can then say that the girl has a, yes, so we can either say girl as a paper, as a paper or piece of paper, or basically the girl has a pen. Or we can say the girl has a pen and paper, right? But for now, let's rather just stick to the girl has a pen, right? So the girl has a pen. So that is what she has in her hand. All right, so well done. Now let's go to our test, all right? Where we are going to complete the sentence with the noun to match the picture. All right, so if we look at the picture, right, it says the plays. So who is playing over here with the toys? Do we say the girl plays, the bunny plays, the rock plays, or the kitchen plays? Who plays with the toys? Do we say the girl plays, the bunny plays, the rock plays, or the kitchen plays? All right, then if we were to identify who plays, then we can say yes, that the girl plays, right? So well done. The girl plays with her toys. So well done. Girl is correct. All right, get this picture over here, right? It says, do they say this? Is it the squirrel eats, the man eats, the couch eats, or the kitchen eats? Who's the person or thing that's eating? We need to identify the person or thing that's eating. Is it the squirrel that eats, the man eats, the couch eats, or the kitchen eats? Who eats? Who is having lunch? All right, and if we were to identify who the person or thing is that eats, then we can say the man eats. So well done. Man is correct because the man eats. Well done. All right. Look at what this person have in his hand, right? It says the boy has a. Does he have a ball in his hand? Does he have a fan in his hand? Does he have a cat in his hand or a phone in his hand? What does this boy have in his hand? He's got a fan in his hand, a ball in his hand, a cat in his hand, or does he have a phone a phone in his hand? All right. So we need to say what the boy have in his hand. So remember, we need to say what the boy has. Does he have a fan? Does he have a ball in his hand, cat in his hand, or does he have a phone in his hand? So what does he have in his hand? So it's almost, so it's basically summertime, so which means that it's going to be very hot. So that's why the boy has a fan in his hand, just to cool himself down. So well done. Fan is correct. All right, look at Grandpa in his car. All right, it says, this man has a what? What does Grandpa have? Does he have a car? He's got a bike. He's got a horse or he's got a donkey. What does grandpa have? What does man have? A car, a bike, a horse, or donkey? We need to say what this man have. A car, a bike, a horse, a donkey. Yes, beautiful. Not just any car, but he's got a green car. Well done. Right? So this man has a green car. So not just any car, but he's got a green car. So well done. All right, so now we're going to identify nouns within a sentence, right? So we're going to have sentences now, and then we're going to identify the specific nouns that is within that specific sentence. All right, so we need to find one noun within the sentence, right? It says, this rain is cold. What is the noun that we can identify within the sentence? Remember, we need to identify things like people, places, animals, or things, right? So it says, this rain is cold. So what do you think can be our noun? All right. What names something within the sentence? What is cold within the sentence? All right, so if we were to identify or find out within that sentence, right, and then we can say rain is our noun, right? And why rain? Because rain, it names a thing, right? So rain is our noun within that sentence. And it tells us what is cold. So rain is our noun. Is the cow eating? Is the cow eating? We need to identify the noun within that sentence. Remember, we either need to identify a person, place, animal, or thing. So it says, is the cow eating? So we need to find the noun within that sentence. It says, is the cow eating? What is our noun within that sentence? All right, and if we were to identify our noun, then we can say cow is our noun. So cow is our noun and it names an animal, right? So it names an animal. So cow is our noun within that sentence. All right, and one last one. It says her dog barked. Her dog barked. We need to find that one noun within within the sentence. It says her dog barked. What is the noun that we can identify within the sentence? Her dog barked. All right, and if we were to find the one noun, then we can say dog is our noun and dog names an animal, right? So dog is a noun and it names an animal. All right, so now we're going to our test, right? Where we are going to identify nouns within our sentence. We need to find one noun within the sentence. It says, how big is your pocket? How big is your pocket? So we need to identify the noun within that sentence. Is it how big is your or pocket? We need to identify the noun within that sentence. All right, and if we were to find the one noun within the sentence, then we can say it is pocket. Look at the clown, right? So we need to look at the clown, right? Not okay. We not us looking at the clown. The sentence is look at the clown. So we need to find a word within the sentence that is a noun. Is it look? Is it at? The? Or is it clown? What is this, what is our noun within the sentence? We need to identify the noun within the sentence. All right, and if we were to find our one noun within our sentence, and then we can say it is the clown. My cat is sleeping. We need to find one noun within the sentence. My cat is sleeping. So we need to identify or find the one word that is a noun within the sentence. Is it my? My, is it cat, or is it is sleeping? All right, and if we were to find that one noun, then we can say cat is our noun, right? So who or what is sleeping? It's the cat that is sleeping, right? The rabbit hopped away. So the rabbit hopped away. We need to identify our noun within that sentence. The rabbit hopped away. Who hopped away? Or what hopped away? So we need to find the noun within the sentence. It says the rabbit hopped away. All right, and if we were to find the noun, then we can say rabbit is our noun. So the rabbit hopped away. All right, one last one. It says Grandpa laughs loudly. Who laughs loudly? It says Grandpa laughs loudly. So we need to identify the one noun within that sentence. Grandpa laughs loudly. So Grandpa laughs loudly. What is the noun within that sentence? All right, and if we were to find that one noun, then grandpa is our noun. All right, so that is the end of our lesson on nouns, right? We said nouns names people, animals, places, or things, right? We said people can either be girls or boys. Places can either be the zoo, the park, school, instead of making mention of the name of the school, but just schools. Animals can be your dogs, your cats, your ducks, your rabbits, right? Things can be anything like your hats, your laptops, your caps, your even rain is a thing, right? So these are all nouns, right? And nouns, it names people, it names places, it names things, and it also names animals. All right, so that is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, grade one, for joining our class. And I really hope that you're going to have a good day, brother. Goodbye.